Hi, I'm glad to see you on my channel. Please support the channel by giving likes, subscribing, and leaving comments. It's not hard for you, and it's a great motivation for me to create new videos. I hope you enjoy watching and find my stories fascinating. My name is David, and I'm 23 years old. A week ago, I started working as a cab driver. I thought it would at least provide me with some income and give me something productive to do. My personal life wasn't working out, and frankly, I didn't have time for a relationship. Between trying to figure out what to do with my life and dealing with day-to-day existence, romance seemed like something for other people. A job is a job. Some are programming, some are selling, and I was driving people from one place to another. One night, I parked outside a nightclub. It was late, about 11:00 p.m. The night was quiet, except for the faint hum of people chatting outside the club. I was watching a movie on my phone when suddenly the door opened, and a woman's voice asked, "Are you free?" I looked up, a little startled, and saw a woman in her 40s standing there. She was wearing an elegant evening dress with a deep neckline. Her short, dark hair framed her face beautifully, and her slender figure and confidence immediately made her stand out from the crowd. "Yes, of course," I said, trying to sound professional. "Let's pick up my friend first," she added gracefully, lowering herself into the back seat. The faint scent of her expensive perfume filled the car as she made herself comfortable. We drove a few blocks and stopped in front of another club. She got out and returned a few minutes later, practically dragging her friend behind her. Her friend was barely on her feet, and it took a lot of effort to get her into the car. I found out later that the friend's name was Emily. Marina, the first woman, helped Emily get settled and then climbed back into the car. She gave me the address through the navigator, and we hit the road. The whole way, Emily was either mumbling incoherently or trying to hum snippets of songs. Every now and then, Marina would roll her eyes and sigh quietly. After about 15 minutes, we pulled up to a high-rise building. Marina turned to me and said, "Listen, could you help me carry her up to the apartment? I can't do it by myself." I hesitated for a moment, thinking I was overstepping my bounds, but her tone was so sincere, and there was helplessness and determination in her gaze. "Sure," I finally said. Together, we managed to get Emily into the elevator and up to the 12th floor. Marina directed me to her apartment, and we helped Emily to her bedroom, where she immediately collapsed on the bed and passed out. "How about some tea?" suggested Marina when we returned to the living room. I was about to decline, but she insisted, already heading for the kitchen. She brought a tray of tea and cookies, and we sat down at the table to talk. It turned out that Marina and Emily were celebrating Marina's divorce. Her husband had left her for a younger woman, and this evening had been Emily's idea to cheer her up. Marina spoke openly, with sadness and relief in her words. "Do you have someone?" she asked me at one point, her eyes searching mine. I shook my head. "No, I'm not in a relationship." "What about you?" "Well, my husband left 2 years ago and never came back," she said with a wry smile. She got up to pour more tea, and as she leaned in, I realized how close we were. Her lips were just a few centimeters from mine. There was a pause, and then she whispered, "Stay." And I stayed. What happened next was imprinted in my memory like a vivid dream. Marina didn't hold me back when I finally left that night. Instead, she gave me her phone number. "Call me if you ever want to do it again," she said with a playful smile, and kissed me goodbye. I called the next day. Since then, we have met regularly at her house. She has taught me so much about life and intimacy that I never knew before. She makes me feel like a real man. Fortunately, Emily doesn't remember anything about that night. Marina and I agreed to keep our meetings a secret, just the two of us. It's our little secret world, and I've grown to cherish it. Sometimes, I purposely take detours to visit her after work. She always meets me in stunning lingerie, her smile lighting up the room. After spending the night together, in the morning, she makes me breakfast and sends me home to rest. You know, I've been thinking a lot about how my life has changed since that night. It didn't work with women my age either. They were too immature, or I just wasn't right for them. But with Marina, everything seems so natural and easy. She knows exactly what she wants, and with her, I feel both respected and fulfilled. Whether we're talking, laughing, or spending time in silence, now every time I drive past that nightclub, I can't help but smile. If it weren't for that chance meeting, my life would be much more boring. Marina brought a spark into my world that I didn't even know I had, and for that, I will always be grateful to her.